big, tough defenseman of the Sabres?
Yeah, I mean, they got a super solid decor. All those guys can move and get up the ice and move the puck well. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge. Forecheck them well. They move a lot in the ozone too, so it'll be a little different.
Nick, speaking with a lot of their players yesterday, they seem to think that this series could present a more open style. Just what have you learned from the last series that would help you guys close the game off?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's going to be an open series. I mean, both teams have shown that they can defend really well all year, and both teams are super offensive as well. So, I think the team that defends the best will, have the best shots. So, that's kind of our focus, and they got a lot of talent over there. So we got to be ready to defend whenever we can.
What is the challenge of defending when their blue liners get so involved in the offense?
Yeah, it kind of starts in their D zone. Any chance the D can get up in the rush and skate the puck out, they're going to do it. So, we have to be really detailed with that, and limit their top D men from joining the rush. And so, I think that's kind of be a big focus for us.
Cole had a really good season series against Buffalo. Do you think it can give him a boost of confidence going into this second round?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he's been playing some good hockey. Obviously, everyone wants him to score, and so does he. But he's been defending hard. I think he led the team in hits in Game 7. So, he's that's a true stat, I think.
It is. Yeah.
So, he's bought in. He's doing whatever it takes. But we're still going to look for him to, score and. Put him in good positions to do that.
Have you seen his game grow apart from the goal scoring?
I mean, it's grown a lot since his rookie year. His play away from the puck, the way he gets into good ice. He's turned himself into a guy that can read the forecheck really well and turn over pucks. So, he's become a lot better player, and it's amazing to see him put all the work in.
There's
Nick,
no easy
after
matchups.
after Game 7, Marty just mentioned your ability to absorb what you just saw in a game, dissect it, and apply it to your own game after game after game. And I think we saw that in the first round series. Every game kind of evolved as the series went along. Can you describe your own process of how you do that and how you make adjustments to your own game and evaluate your own game as you go along in the series?
Yeah, I think it's something that's kind of always come naturally to me. I think, when you go 7 games against the same team, you kind of feel what's going to come. You can, for me, I think I can read the play better, understand more of their tendencies. We do a lot of video, a lot of talking about what they're trying to accomplish against us, and I think as the series goes on, you can keep getting better and understand what they're trying to do and try to use that to your advantage.
On the time and space subject, do you think that Slav could have a big impact against the big D-men of the Sabres?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's got to be a guy that has a big impact no matter what, and I think he's shown that in the playoffs he can turn his game up, and I think the three of us have a big role to play, and we need to be at our best.
How beneficial was the day off in Tampa for the team?
Yeah, it was great just to hang out, recover, rest, get some sun. I think just, you go through a 7-game series like that, it's nice to just have, a whole reset and then get right back to it. So everyone's in good headspace and ready to go back into the war tonight.
Like, we haven't seen Joe Veleno. We haven't seen Joe Veleno yet in this in these playoffs. But what about his style would be conducive to this style of game?
Yeah, I think Joe's a guy that uses his speed really well. He's been one of our better forecheckers and more physical players when he's ever been in the lineup, and he brings a lot of energy and pace. So definitely see them fit in pretty good in the series.
What will be the key to unlock your power play?
Probably just finishing at the end. I mean, I think we've had a lot of chances to score. Tampa had a really good kill. Vasilevsky made a lot of big saves for them. So I think there's not, we're not going back to the drawing board and trying to create something new. I mean, we have a really good power play, trust each other out there, and we just got to find a way to score at the end.
When a guy like Tage Thompson is hot, how do you slow him down? Is it any different of a challenge because of his size?
I mean, he's a really good player. He loves to possess the puck, skate with it. Obviously, use his shot. So, who's ever out there against him, you got to know where he is. Try to be close, limit his space, kind of how we were playing, the top guys in Tampa. So, he's a talented guy, so got to be aware of him for sure.
Nick, it might not be, top of mind for you right now, but this is a series between two teams that have gone through a rebuild. There's a bit of a changing of the guard narrative to this series. How do you see that, the fact that indeed in the Atlantic Division there seems to be something new, something fresh that's happening through this series? How would you view that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been the toughest division for me. A lot of organizations that know what winning's like and know how to do it, and it's all of us were missing the playoffs while Tampa and Florida and all these guys are going to the Cup Finals, and you're just rebuilding and trying to get to that level, and now both of us are really good teams in the league, and it's exciting, and definitely makes the division matchups even more important.
Nick, what's the challenge against a guy like Darlene if you happen to see him a lot in this series? Just when you mentioned being detailed, starting in their defensive zone, like what are your priorities when you're on the ice with him, and what do you have to watch out for?
Yeah, I mean, his skating, his puck moving ability. He's really good at kind of drawing you in, making a play, and getting by you. So, he wants to be in the rush, wants the puck. We got to almost kind of play maybe a little more passive on him. Going out to the blue lines. He's kind of similar to Lane. He likes to make guys miss. So. Definitely got to be aware with him walking the blue line.
Nick, can you talk a little bit about the importance of Dobson coming back into the lineup in Game 7 and maybe now getting one game under his feet, how important that is to your team?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Dauber's an amazing player. He's been a huge part of our team the whole season, and I thought he had a hell of a game in Game 7 for just coming back. So, it's great to have him back in the lineup just with his makes a lot of calm plays, moves the puck well, defends hard. So he's a big piece of our future, and it's great to have him back in the lineup.
Have you seen any of the scene in Buffalo, over the first round? Marty keeps talking about seeing clearly through chaos. I think you're going to get a lot of chaos here. What are your expectations for that?
Yeah, I mean, it should be fun. It's great to see the fans. They're kind of a bit like Montreal outside. It seemed like they have a lot of people, before the games, during the games, going crazy, and fans inside. So be a really loud building, and I think our team embraces that for sure.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks.
Mike Matheson is next.
Dans l'autre série, il y a eu du chaos, mais les Sabres sont capables d'en créer avec leurs défenseurs qui rentrent vite souvent pour attaquer dans la zone adverse. jusqu'à quel point le chaos risque d'être un peu différent pour vous autres à la défense, faire face à ces défenseurs-là qui rentrent vite.
Oui, c'est sûr que leur attaque est très bon, donc on doit être préparé pour ça. C'est quelque chose qu'on en a parlé. C'est une force de leur équipe, c'est sûr.
Mike, tu as toujours l'air d'être à ton meilleur lors des confrontations contre des joueurs d'impact, McKinnon, McDavid. Tu as toujours l'air à tirer ton épingle du jeu. Comment tu entrevois le duel contre Thompson? Puis à quel point tu aimes ça, ces match-up-là, contre des joueurs de qualité?
Oui, c'est sûr que ça va être une grosse partie de la série. C'est sûr qu'ils ont eu beaucoup de succès cette année. Ils sont des joueurs très spéciaux, donc ça va être une grosse job.
Tu parles de joueurs qui sont spéciaux. Thompson, Tuck, les deux ensemble, autant ils sont talentueux, mais c'est 6-6, 6-4, 220, 230. Donc, à quel point ça peut changer la façon que tu dois défendre contre eux?
Oui, c'est différent. C'est sûr, la façon que tu les affrontes, c'est sûr que c'est beaucoup différent que tu es un gars qui est plus petit. Ils utilisent leur corps vraiment bien. Ils ont de la vitesse aussi quand même, donc c'est sûr que c'est difficile.
Do you train with any of these guys in the summer?
I do, yeah.
So which ones and what have you learned about those guys?
It's kind of depends on who they have. Kind of coming in and out during the summer, but definitely those two Tuck and Thompson are usually around most of the summer. So skate a lot with them and see firsthand just how special they are. So a lot of respect for them for sure.
Mike, how would you describe the team's confidence right now as you open up a new series?
I think it's high. We just talked about the fact that we're super excited to be able to get to this point, but have to reset pretty quickly too, and not be satisfied with just accomplishing that. I think our goals are, I expect our confidence to be high, but to be ready to go too.
Coles used to put the puck in the net. Didn't happen a lot in the first round, but what do you see from him through those 7 games in his game?
Oh, I think it's pretty obvious that he doesn't need a whole lot of time and space, and it's just a matter of time for him. We're not worried at all about him.
To have Dobson back in the lineup, where did you see him to be most noticeable?
Well, I think just first off to be able to come in, during the playoffs we don't practice a whole lot, and so it wasn't like he got into 3 or 4 practices before being able to get into a game, and it didn't look like he skipped a beat. So that's really impressive. That's truly not an easy thing to do. But I think just the way he carries the puck and he's able to exit the zone, generate things offensively. I don't think there's necessarily one thing that he does way better than everything else, which is a credit to how well he does everything.
What did you get from Jack-Eye in the first round?
I think a lot of consistency and hard to play against, which is his MO and his game, and so I think he's built for the playoffs.
Je sais que c'est pas toi qui fais le line-up, mais contre les gros monsieur des Sabres, est-ce qu'un Jacques justement pourrait être comme un bon atout de votre côté?
Ouais, je pense que c'est sûr que ça va prendre tout le monde à être sûr qu'on est prêt. Puis je pense qu'on a montré ça contre Tampa que si on a besoin, on va toujours avoir le dos de notre coéquipier. Puis on va être là pour s'assurer qu'on peut jouer comme ça aussi.
Qu'est-ce qui fait que, d'après toi, que vous avez su prendre avantage, même si vous n'aviez pas l'avantage de la glace dans l'autre série, puis là, vous commencez cette série-là aussi sur la route? C'est quoi le facteur?
Ben c'est sûr que d'avoir nos partisans, c'est un bonus, puis ça peut affecter le momentum de la game beaucoup. C'est des fois les chances que tu reçois de l'autre équipe quand c'est dans leur building, ils semblent être plus gros des fois, puis ça peut affecter tes émotions un peu, mais je pense qu'on a ignoré ça un peu, puis on a juste continué à contrôler les choses qu'on peut contrôler.
So what is the family dynamic like here when you realize it was Montreal Buffalo?
In terms of the in-laws,
Yeah.
I think they're all pretty committed to our team, which I had to make sure of, but they said they are.
You had to double check, right?
Yeah, well, I wanted to make sure.
And you said when you work out with the Sabres, you're here at Harbor Center?
Yeah, for the most part.
Mike, you know what this means to this city. Just do you have a sentiment for what it means to Sabres fans to see the team where it is right now?
Yeah, I think it's whether you're you're somebody that lives in the city, I think you can see how passionate they are for their sports, whether it's the Sabres or the Bills, and how loyal they are through some pretty difficult times for a fan base. And I think that's the mark of a true fan base. Is even when things aren't going right, they're there to support and be loud, and so I think they're definitely really excited for
there
this.
was a ton of red here the last game you were here. There won't be as much red in the stands tonight. There'll be some. But how curious are you to see how crazy this place gets? 'Cause it's not going to be like anything you guys have seen in the regular season before.
Well, I think we saw it a little bit this season as the excitement started growing for them. You could see kind of what the fans are truly about. I think both buildings are going to be pretty special to be a part of for this series.
You can meet with the Buffalo Blade gang. You've seen those guys on the rollerblades.
Yeah.
What do you think? What does that say about this fan base and just the city and a little bit of Bills Mafia kind of with that?
Yeah, it's obviously exciting for them. It's a little rainy out there today, though, so hopefully they can't do it.
Mike, when you see Rasmus Dahlin, what makes him unique to you, and what makes him challenge facing him in the 17th?
Obviously, a guy that was highly touted coming into the league and has able to prove that all the abilities that he has with the puck and being able to transition the puck are true, and so definitely a guy that we'll have to be aware of.
Thank you.
Vas-y, Luc.
La défensive des Sabres sont gros mais mobiles aussi. Comment tu vois ce défi-là pour vous autres comparé à la défensive du Lightning surtout?
Moi, je pense que c'est une équipe qui active beaucoup le défenseur. Il faut que tu sois alerte. Il faut être tes jambes.
Tu penses-tu qu'un gars comme Slav peut faire une énorme différence contre une défensive assez grosse comme celle des Sabres pour vous permettre de vous créer de l'espace, puis créer de l'espace pour ses compagnons de trio maintenant?
Je pense que collectivement, il va falloir faire la job pour gagner des rondelles. Ça va prendre la physicalité, ça va prendre calculer, l'intelligence et tout. Puis je pense que c'est quelque chose que Slav il a tout de ça. C'est de trouver ces moments-là.
Défendre contre des gars comme Thompson, est-ce que c'est différent que faire des choses différentes?
Ouais, les principes, ils ne changent pas. C'est prendre l'espace. C'est de ne pas donner d'espace. Puis je pense qu'on est capable de faire ça.
À ce temps-ci de l'année, Martin, c'est sûr que c'est l'équipe en premier, mais on vient de voir que Nick Suzuki est nommé pour finaliste au trophée Suzuki. Tu es content de voir qu'il est enfin reconnu?
Oui, c'est sûr. Ouais, Suzy, il a toujours eu cette image-là. Puis il se fait récompenser avec une nomination, mais je pense qu'il a toujours travaillé pour jouer à cette identité-là.
Martin, comme entraîneur-chef, tu dis souvent que ça vient qu'un rôle d'être le meneur. quand tu es un meneur, tu vas parfois prendre des décisions difficiles. T'attends-tu dans cette série-là à être obligé d'utiliser, comme tu as fait, plus que 12 attaquants, plus que 6 défenseurs, puis d'avoir peut-être que ça tourne un petit peu?
Ça se peut. T'sais, on va se faire diriger d'une direction. On va s'adapter.
As you open up Game 1 on the road again, how much do you think winning Game 1 against Tampa set you up for success in that series?
Yeah, it's always nice not to feel like you're chasing the series, for sure. You know, that's just like scoring the first goal in the game. Like it's you know, there's it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen, but it's nice to put yourself in that spot.
A lot of the Sabres yesterday were talking about how this series might have more of an open nature than the one they just played against Boston. When you look at how your team played defensively in the last series, do you expect the same thing, or would you expect that you'll be able to
I mean, I
close
feel
things
you know, we're going to have to play the game that's in front of us, you know, and we'll see if it's going to give us more time and space, you know, defensively. You know, the mindset's the same. You know, we got to defend with our legs. We got to close out space. Got to be organized. I don't think that mindset changes, but you know, it's a team that will challenge. You know, will challenge you. You know, physically, speed-wise, and I think we're fine with that. We just got to be ready for it.
Cole obviously used to fill in that. Did a lot of good things in the first round, but didn't do that. What's your message to him, kind of heading into this series?
Keep playing.
Justement, le fait que vous ayez remporté les 4 victoires contre le Lightning, tu le disais, là, de façon différente quand même, vous avez trouvé différentes façons de gagner. Ça peut devenir une arme, là. Plus les séries avancent, plus vous êtes en mesure de gagner différents types de matchs.
Ben, tu peux pas penser que tu vas gagner juste d'une manière. Tu sais. Ça prend de la profondeur, ça prend des unités spéciales, ça prend un gardien, il y a bien des choses. Tu sais. Puis je pense qu'on est équipé pour ça, puis c'est d'aller jouer la game.
Joe Veleno is one player, Marty, that hasn't had a chance to play in these playoffs. Just how have you approached things with him in terms of keeping his confidence high so you could bring the same that he brought in the regular?
Just like everybody. I mean, I feel I told the group before the playoffs started, we're going to need everyone. Stay ready. That's what he's done.
Qu'est-ce que tu as aimé quand tu l'as utilisé cette année de Veleno dans sa game?
Ben, son patin, sa physicalité, il est très alerte défensivement et combatif.
You would answer in French, but just Nick being unnominated for this Selkie, what can you just say about that? I know the focus.
Yeah, I mean, I feel he's always tried to play to that identity and you know, to finally get recognized, you know, in you know, at this level, and I feel, you know, I know it's an honor for him. We're very excited for him.
Je comprends que les trophées, c'est pas un objectif nécessairement, mais quel impact ça peut avoir pour la valorisation d'un joueur, justement, de recevoir cette reconnaissance-là?
Quel impact? Je pense pas que ça va changer sa game. Mais c'est sûr que confiance, de se faire reconnaître de même, ça monte sa confiance? Peut-être, je sais pas. Mais c'est peut-être une question pour lui. Moi, je pense pas que les trophées ils ont changé ma game.
Mais qu'est-ce que ça te dit aussi sur la valeur de l'organisation? L'an passé, tu as Hudson qui gagne le Calder. Cette année, tu as Demidov qui est candidat. Tu as Nick qui est candidat pour un trophée important avec le Frank Suzuki. Caulfield qui est pour le Lady Bing. Ça dit quoi de
On a des bons joueurs.
Marty, just these two cities have longed for this type of opportunity for a long time. What do you think it says about where the Atlantic Division is heading and two teams on the rise facing each other there?
Yeah, the Atlantic is hard, you know, and I don't think it's going to get easier. You know, it's a great test for our group, and you know, two good teams. I feel like I like Tampa. I feel like it's two teams that can fly the same altitude. It's going to be a battle.